Ladies and gents, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is Basketball Wives season... What season is this? Season 7, episode 15. Now, this is the episode before the season finale. And yes, I already know that you guys were wondering, wait, really? So the fight that we're all waiting to see is going to happen on the season finale? It better be an extended season finale, but it's not. It's not. This is the dumb mess I'm talking about. I don't know if filming had to stop because of that, but so we get to the part we want to see, and we don't see the aftermath. We're probably going to have to see that at the reunion. Again, anyway, please like, comment, subscribe. This starts off with the ladies are on the bus, and Shawnee and Evelyn went to go and do some research. Some research for Shawnee's marijuana business. Great. Cool. Kristen is talking to Malaysia and also to OG about how she feels about Cici and Cici not taking accountability. And no, it's just Kristen and Malaysia are talking about Cici not taking accountability. Cici's just over Evelyn, over the rest of the group, and Jackie's just proud of her. Jackie's just saying, shout out to you for not going and feeding into that mess. But I do want to make sure you're aware of that. There's still a way to go and say your piece without being confrontational, starting fights, and you may have to figure that out because this isn't looking good for you. Shawnee met up with her business partner Turk, and Evelyn was also with her. Evelyn did let her know that Jennifer was going to be there, and Evelyn isn't slick. She did this right before they were about to get high, so she knew what she was doing. There was this clear bag that I guess they fill with a particular type of weed, and you can just go and all vape through the same thing. And I'm thinking, we're really gonna see the chronicles of Shawnee and Evelyn getting high. I mean, and walking around Amsterdam. They were supposed to be they went to this hashish museum, and I said, hashish? Ooh, that's the strong stuff. And it was like, yeah, well, you need to talk about the origin stories. And of course, here in the US, that's a no-go. They're like, look, it's celebrated. Not everything goes, but a lot goes. And they were there, they were laughing. I didn't care because I'm thinking, this is dumb. They bore me together right now. This isn't enough for me. I need to see what's next. What's next is the other group went to Clog Central. You know what clogs are. OG loves her some clogs, and there was this huge pair of clogs. OG was in them. She was in her glory. At one point, she basically was sitting down, legs up, and she said, I'm not going to repeat that word. I'm not going to repeat that word because... But it's the word that rhymes... Oh, God. No. It's the Z version of daddy. Malaysia and I all had the same reaction of but now that they have some downtime, they taped most of what they need to tape. Now it's time to talk about the real issues. The real issues meaning Malaysia and her family. Cici versus Kristen. And Malaysia's saying for Cici, this is the main thing. Malaysia just wants Cici to be consistent and really stand true in what she was saying. Malaysia's offended because that whole thing of y'all don't have jobs. Like, how rude. Y'all don't have jobs? Obviously, I have things going on in my life. How are you going to say that I don't have a job? And Cici said, I wasn't talking about you. We know she wasn't talking about you, Malaysia. Malaysia's just really trying to get Cici to go and just own up to the fact that she said it. That was actually her roundabout way of trying to do that. Cici was also backpedaling, saying, no, it's also not what you think. I wasn't trying to be offensive while saying something similar to that. I was just trying to go and defend myself regarding my own work. I'm thinking, great, but you... Cici doesn't get it. Cici doesn't get it. You stand true and firm in your words. Also, because you have to think about this. why was the camera so blurry? I guess it was really sunny outside. But because Jackie was actually doing a good job moderating. Jackie was trying to tell Kristen, Cici feels a certain way because she doesn't feel like you have her back. You two have real issues to discuss, and you went and because Malaysia did also tag in and say, yeah, Kristen, you went and brought in your sidekick, Jen, someone who doesn't like Cici, to a meeting where you and Cici were supposed to have a kumbaya moment. How does that make sense? Of course, Cici doesn't want to hear that. It's all about, I'm sorry, Kristen doesn't want to hear that. And I get it. I'm sure that Kristen has to handle a lot, and that's why she's frustrated. The problem is, it's not the Kristen show right now. And that's why I feel like she wants it to be. She wants this to be her time to really just be heard about all the grievances that she's had to deal with that no one knows. And how are they supposed to do anything if they have no idea what you're talking about? They're looking at her like, why are you really mad? Why are you really so upset? It almost seems like it's too much. But I feel like there's more of a story there. We're just not getting it. I feel like there's more of a story there. We're just not getting it. If you're really so close with Cici, there's no way you would let Jennifer and Evelyn go and make their opinions matter more or look like they matter more than Cici's, because that's what happened. Whether you want to see it that way or not, that's what happened. Now we get to Evelyn. They all decide to take a boat ride together, and this boat ride was important because this is the ride where, yeah, it must have been really sunny because the camera kept having like this blurred effect. Evelyn and Shawnee were still high, and I guess this was a better time than ever to go and get some resolution. Evelyn, it was like pulling teeth a little bit because, Evelyn didn't really want to do it because she was still irritated with Cici, but she did apologize for that, that racial remark, that stupid racial remark, and Cici accepted it. But just like I said, you don't have to like her, you don't even have to trust her, because why would you? Just like with Evelyn, you don't have to like her, you don't have to trust her, because she doesn't like you, you don't like her, it's fine. And Cici again clarified, hey, I know I said something to the effect of that, but I didn't say you guys just didn't have jobs. That's ridiculous. Obviously you have jobs. I always said, yeah, you're sponsoring this trip that I'm on. Clearly you're doing a lot right in life. Hold on. I understand Kristen wants to make sure that Cici's just fully accountable. I get that. But sometimes you don't need to do all of that. You don't. Cici isn't asking you to do that. Why are you taking it upon yourself to put more stress in your life for someone who doesn't want to? She said what she said. She meant what she said. She just doesn't want to go and rehash things. She wants to move on. She's the type where she gets upset. She says something in the moment, but in her heart of hearts, she doesn't even really care that much. And so that's why she probably doesn't even care to bring it up. But Kristen's the opposite. Kristen's the type where it's like, everything that you think, say, or could have possibly happened, we're going to talk about. We're going to put on Front Street, because that's just how I am. That's how the people that I grew up with are. So I don't get someone that's not like that. Fine. Two are from very different cultures. Like, that's actually the real problem. This is the stupidness I'm talking about. These are a group of people coming from very different backgrounds. It doesn't matter all the money and the foo-foo and ha-ha and the tea and crumpets. At the end of the day, they all had very different beginnings. And so it's crazy to me that someone can't understand the concept of, if I grew up in a household or, a part of a culture where even if you were pissed at people and you vented in the moment, you never actually went and said that to them. You never actually or Kristen, who's like, look, you just were honest and said what you said and meant what you said and stuck in your word. And so I get it that they're so different that within this group, there's going to be huge conflicts. Okay, now, but this other part of, I felt you were busy, Kristen. That's why I didn't think to invite you. Cici, you can say that you didn't expect for Kristen to come because you two weren't on the outs. Kristen was doing stuff that you didn't like, and your way of responding back was saying, okay, since we're only surface, why do I need to invite you? If we're having all these, spats, why do I need to bring you and your husband? If Cici's, boyfriend or whatever they are at this moment, doesn't want them there, or doesn't feel like they contribute in the way that he respects, then they're not coming. There's a bigger part of this story that needs to be told, and I do feel like Cici's hiding some stuff, and I think that she is doing it out of respect, but we need to bring the men on here so that a real conversation can be had, or just drop it. If the men don't want to talk about it on camera, then that's done. The ladies don't go and discuss this. It's over. Cici wanted to stay behind because she said she wasn't feeling well. I'm sure she wasn't feeling well. Cici doesn't seem to be the type that likes confrontation, especially this type of confrontation. So I can see her feeling like, I'm not in it. I'm not doing this today. Now, why were they riding bikes without helmets? Can anyone ask me that? Because they're actually going pretty fast. I understand. I don't see anyone. Well, I do see some people wearing helmets, but I do see some other people that aren't. So maybe that's just how it is there. But I'm sorry. I will have brought my own helmet. I don't play those games. This is prize merchandise over here. Prize merchandise. You know what the prize merchandise is? Not my face. My entire head. My safety. That's the prize merchandise. So now we get to the table, and Jackie, again, being the sensible one, and I love it because it was only a matter of time before all this would happen. We have very differences of opinions. Jackie is sticking up for Cici, and Kristen wants to just say her side and say how, look, part of the reason why I'm upset is because Kristen, even without Byron, could have came to my house and seen my child, seen my kid. I said to myself, that's fair. That is fair, but again, we don't know how that household is behind closed doors. We don't know if she feels like, out of respect, she's not going to go and just go there without him because of how that could look or be perceived. There's a lot. Tammy was promoting her Wild 'N Out shirt. She said, cool. She's there just having this casual walk with Jazz. And this is when Tammy Jazz tells her the obvious. You're so much more sane when you're not dealing with all of that craziness. She's not going to say pettiness because she doesn't know what the issues are, but with that craziness. And again, this just looks like Tammy. She's slowly telling us she's going to be leaving. Hasta luego. Well, no, that's not hasta. That's not see you next. Anyway, oh Lord. It's funny. Jackie was definitely promoting, her Ivory Park and her Beyonce attire, because I did see the On the Run World Tour hat she had on, and then the Ivy Park hat. I said, Jackie, you better support. I could see you being a part of the Beehive, Lord. They went to the red light district, and they went to, I guess it was like an impromptu 2018 version of a prostitute advertisement, street advertisement. So you're in the window, and I guess you would do your best provocative pose to go and attract customers. And when they were getting a tour, because they did get a tour, so all the group was there. They did do a tour of prostitution and the history of prostitution. And I said, oh really? And it was interesting. I think they said something like the women would have sex with 25. No, was it 25,000? Maybe she meant 25,000 times a year, because I can't see 25,000. Well, it is possible. It could be, but you're telling me there wasn't any repeat customers? Potentially 25,000 men a year. I'm thinking, what type of And this is crazy because there's more women than men, and yet, whatever. I guess those men were like, look, I actually have to work for it at home or potentially in a relationship. Let me go and spend this $2.50 and do what I need to do and go on my merry way. So it was nice seeing Cici just have a little bit more fun. She dressed up as, I guess, a sexy nurse. Well, I mean, what she was wearing, it just wasn't the right size. But Cici and Jackie, because Cici and Jackie are the ones that are really the friends. Cici, oh, maybe the hat wasn't on the run. Or was it? I don't know. Anyway, Jackie was talking to Cici, and Cici's just like, look, there's a lot of dynamics that people don't understand. I'm trying not to go and, overimpose, and that's why a lot of times I don't do certain things. So now Kristen magically walks along the same road that Cici and Jackie were sitting on, so now they have to join in, and it felt very weird. Here's how the conversation goes. I'm going to say this in 2 minutes or less. Cici's upset, one, because Byron and Cici's upset because she went and told Kristen, hey, old dude over here doesn't want you around, and because you don't pay for stuff. Probably feels like you're kind of leeching. It's like, y'all are grown, where's the consideration? It irks me. Maybe there is an issue between his son and the father and son. Maybe the issue is with the daughter-in-law and father, and he just doesn't feel comfortable talking about it. I understand why she's upset with, her daughter, because that's her daughter. So I'm never going to tell her how to feel about, her daughter not seeing her daughter not seeing her grandfather and, I guess, potential stepmom or grandma, or however that would work. But my thing is with Kristen, here's my problem. I almost feel like there's this, because she's crying, and I completely get that part. But I feel like there's a certain level of entitlement, and some of this just doesn't make sense. I'm looking at Kristen like, Kristen, listen to Cici. Let's use some context clues here. Cici's trying to tell you that I genuinely don't have an issue with you. I'm looking like the bad guy. They try to make me the bad guy because I'm the one that actually said something. I'm the one that's the messenger. I'm the one that was trying to give you the heads up about, hey, maybe you need to go and just do a check-in. That's my thing that irks me. What's wrong with that relationship? How come you didn't reach out to him or, ask your husband, hey, just check in with your dad, see what's going on, and have a real conversation? None of this would be happening if that happened, but instead, you just decided to make Cici the bad guy. And I get it, Cici can go and do things independently, but still, this is where I talk about culture and all of these other things. Maybe Cici, because she kept saying it, she doesn't know how to handle the family dynamic with this family, and whose toes not to step on, and to try to remain impartial and always show respect. But it's difficult when you're dealing with people who maybe don't care about your feelings and considering you as much as you want as their own. I think that's what's happening there, because there's a lot of crying and boo-hooing, but let's do this. The ladies agree that they're going to drop whatever it is that's going on between them, and they're going to let the men handle it, which is how it needs to be done. A lot of times it's the other way around, but this time it may really be the men who just need to have a conversation, can squash all of this quickly. We end the episode with Jennifer coming along. And Jennifer looks so out of place nowadays on this show. It's ridiculous. I've never realized how, and I understand her life has changed a lot, but I've never realized how almost uncomfortable Jennifer seems, period. It's weird because she used to be like the it girl, the it woman. She meets up with Evelyn, and Evelyn's just filling her in on the fact that because what Cici said on the boat was also the fact that her issue is really with Jennifer and not really with Evelyn. I'm thinking, no, your issue is actually with both, but Evelyn's kind of backpedaling out of it. I watched too much Alexander Rogers. She's kind of moonwalking out of this situation because she did also, it wasn't just Jennifer coming up with this whole thing. Jennifer may have been the leader in this one thing, but she wasn't the only one. But fine, if Jennifer's the one that actually had the rebuttals, then yeah, go at Jennifer. And that's what happened. Jennifer doesn't care about Cici though. She does care about Shawnee and wants to make sure that Shawnee knows that Shawnee's being played by Tammy. I'm thinking Shawnee doesn't care. Shawnee does not care. That's the problem. Shawnee's over it. She's over you. She's over this whole situation. And you think that you coming here and uninvited, it's just going to be a cool, fine, copacetic thing. And then it looks like Malaysia drops dime on the fact that Shawnee, Jennifer said something about Evelyn's daughter, and then Evelyn's just like, screw her. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I just want to see a table thrown. That's all I want to see. That's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Next week, the season finale. The week after that is the reunion.